What's going on? What's going on, YouTube family, Facebook family? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. James Carrington, back at it again to chop up another What's Up video that was trending. And as usual, I am gonna sit right here and do nothing for 1 minute, for exactly 1 minute, while you guys, if you're new to the channel, while you subscribe, share, and like this video. So I'm gonna sit right here for 1 minute while you go ahead and you do that. 1 minute. In the meantime, I'm gonna be checking my phone to see if any side chicks have texted me. Nope. No text messages. Nope. Nope. All right. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here.
One meal for my child.
Hold on.
But
Let's
I
rewind.
look, y'all. Every day my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids?
What about them? Oh, man. Yo, this broad is funny. She said she has 3 kids from different, well, I don't know if they're different, but she has 3 kids from a different man or different man, I don't know. And she has 1 kid with this dude right here. And this dude is coming up to bring them some food. But it appears he's only bringing enough food for his child. So she has a problem with it. Anyway, let's continue.
McDonald's though. Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than it ain't.
And you don't even have to see the rest of the video. Okay? If you're a good judge of character, if you're a pretty good judge of character and you've seen up to this point, you should not even have to see the rest of the video to know that she's in the wrong. She's over there talking about she's about to expose him. In that sense, she's going to shame him to the world. Because he did not bring, he's not going to bring enough food for the rest of the kids. Now, my question is this. Let's say when he pulled up. Let's say when he pulled up, just now. He surprised her and he actually brought out enough food for all 4 of them. Would she still have posted the video? I'm just asking. It's a theoretical question, right? She's over here using words like I'm feeling to expose this dude and I'm going to expose him. Like he's having an affair and she caught him or something. Like this is some cardinal sin. The man is bringing food to his seed. There are other seeds there. He's not obligated to feed them. But the fact that this broad chose to make it look that way, chose to imply that this is something worth shaming, That alone right there should tell you what the character of this female is. This is the sort of female that will lie on someone. This is the sort of female that will lie about someone on a man, say, oh, he raped me or stuff like that. She seems like that kind, just based on this very little 40 seconds of video that we've seen. You can draw a lot of conclusions about this female's character just based on this alone. Now, if I'm wrong, please feel free to comment. If you think I'm being judgmental, or you think that I am not being objective in my analysis and assessment of this broad, maybe you're like, oh, how can you just say all that just based on just 40 seconds of video? If you think I am wrong and you are right in your assessment, please comment below. Anyway, let's continue.
Pouring enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though. Them my kids, them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
Exactly. You don't get your food. I'm telling you, you don't have to watch the rest of the video to immediately determine the kind of woman this broad here is. You don't. She's on government assistance. Not that there is anything inherently wrong by being on governmental assistance. But right then and there, she's on government assistance. So here's what we know about this woman. One, she's on government assistance. She has 4 children. 4. Okay? And again, I don't know if the 3 that, are not this dude's. I don't know if they're from different dads. If I were a gambling man, I would bet that those 3 kids come from at least 2 different men. If I were a gambling man, based on my assessment of what I've seen so far, I would say the other 3 come from 2 different men. So, what do we know? She's on government assistance. She gets food stamps from the government. Okay. She more than likely doesn't have a great paying job, or doesn't even have a job at all. This broad does not even have enough money to feed her children, or at least, this is what she's projecting. This is the narrative she's putting out there. Because he asked her, didn't you feed your other kids? She's like, I don't get my food stamps till whatever, Tuesday or whatever. So is she trying to tell us that the other kids haven't eaten? They're starving? This woman is a terrible mother. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. She is a terrible mother. These kids will not leave me in peace. What is the matter? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I want to go to bed at 8.
You want to go to bed at 8? Okay, well, it's 8:55 now. So you want to go shower and go to bed?
I want to go to bed at 9.
You guys done messed up Daddy's video. But it's okay, though. You know why? Because I love you guys. You know I love you, right? Okay, what are you reading? Diary of a Wimpy Kid? You like that book?
Yeah, I love Pixie a bit better.
Okay, can you guys please go and close my door? Daddy's making a video, please. No, I don't want to delete it and make another one. Can someone close my door, please? Maybe I need to go give them to this lady over here. Oh, man. But anyway, shoot, they made me forget what I was saying. Anyway, I was talking about the lady's character and just, you know, what I think of her as a human being, really, as a mother. You don't have enough money to support yourself, and yet you have 4 children. You have 4. You depend on the government to feed you and your children. And yet you have 4 children. You have 4 of them. Anyway, let's continue.
But if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
You had
Them are his siblings, though.
You had to,
He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring? So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that shit dumb? You
That's
sound
my-
dumb.
I
You
have-
sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. They were your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all.
Lisa,
How do that shit look that I'm?
That's the WhatsApp number in case you want to chime in and comment on this and you don't feel like, if you want to send a voice note so I could play it on the next episode. But do you guys see the inherent problem here? The sense of entitlement that this woman has? Do you guys feel it? It's so palpable. I had 3 children with some other dudes. I spread my legs wide open and let 3 other dudes bust all up in me, and yet I want you, and he's a sucker too, by the way, to come in and take care of these other 3. Come take care of children that are not yours. Fellas, for those of you that are young and haven't had kids yet and watch my show, this is the reason why you need to be very selective who you allow to have your kids. Your seed is very precious. Your seed is very precious. Do not take your seed for granted. This is for all the young men that are listening to me. If you're a young man, you haven't had kids yet, you're between the age of 19 and 20 something, you haven't had kids yet, perhaps you haven't even gone through your bachelor phase yet, you haven't even started dating yet, well, keep these words in the back of your mind. This is why it's very important and to be very mindful of who you have children with. The woman you select to have your children is very, very important. More so now that the Supreme Court, especially if you live here in the States, although the lesson applies to all young men or all men of childbearing or childbearing age or whatever, but this applies more so to young men who live here in the United States, because this video clearly was shot here in the States. 3 days ago, or was it 4 days ago, the Supreme Court has ruled that abortion is illegal. And they have left it to the states to decide whether to ban abortion. They've left it to the individual states to determine whether they will ban abortions completely outright, or to determine, basically they've left it to the states to determine how to go about abortion and abortion rights. So it is now more than ever, it is incumbent upon you, young men, to be very, very careful who you decide to nut up in. Because if you mess around, and you end up having a child with a woman like this, in a state that does not permit abortion, and it doesn't even look like she's predisposed to having abortions anyway. She clearly has 4 children. But I'll tell you what though, if she has 4 children, chances are she probably has had 10 and she aborted 6 of them. Okay? These 4 were the ones that somehow maybe she figured, well, I can't keep aborting all of them, so I'll let some of them through. Because maybe she thought she had a shot at making it work with the baby daddies or something. But back to the point I was making. So as young men, you got to be very careful moving forward. Okay? Who you decide to impregnate. And if that woman is not a woman that ideally in your mind has met all the requirements for wifey material, please, gentlemen, think twice. It is better to not have children than to have children with a woman of this pedigree. And they're all gonna be out there now. And if you impregnate them, chances are you won't, or she won't, be able to abort them. And a few years down the line, this is gonna be you right here. Arguing with your baby mama as to why you need to bring food for children that are not yours. This is going to be you right here. This sucker right here. Anyway, let's continue.
One child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's. You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
And again, look at the way she's cussing. Listen to her tone. This is how she talks around the kids. This is how she talks around the kids. I see it all the time. Parents that use cuss words in front of their children. Parents that are uncouth. And then the kids pick up these cuss words. And they go to school. And they apply those cuss words at school. Because it is now a part of their lexicon. So you see a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old saying to a teacher, F you, and stuff like that. And you wonder, oh my God, how did a 6-year-old end up with such a filthy mouth? Because he or she has a mother or a father like these two over here. Let's continue.
That ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do
Yeah,
I look like? I bring-
they're his
I
siblings.
bring him-
You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f- I did.
Yes, you did.
Hey, man, you expect me to take care of all the kids? They not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me?
And this, at this point here, she does kind of have a point. Because she told him, you knew the kind of woman that I was. You knew I had other children. You knew I was an irresponsible mother. You knew I was a hood rat. You knew I was dumb and uncouth, disrespectful. And yet, you still chose to have a baby with me. You met me at the club. You saw me with those long fake eyelashes and the lip gloss. And all you saw was a pretty face and a big butt. And right then and there, your big head stopped thinking. And you only started thinking with your little head. And you chose to go lay up with me. And even then, you had the opportunity. You had the opportunity to use a rubber. But no, it doesn't feel good with a rubber. You got to feel the skin. You had to feel the squish. You had to see the cream. You had to feel the walls. And even then, your pull-out game was weak. And even then, after you had nutted in me, you could have at least ran to a pharmacy and got a plan B. Brought it back to me and told me, hey, listen, I need you to take this right here, right now. Because I know the kind of woman that you are, and I am not allowing you to bear my children. But no, you weren't thinking on that Saturday night. No, because you were filled with Hennessy and cognac. And you were puffing on that blunt. So here you are, a couple years later. You went to McDonald's to get food, but you only got enough food for your child. You did not bring enough food for the other crumb snatchers, whose daddies are lost in the wind. And you're wondering why I'm yelling at you and causing a scene? Let's continue.
Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
You look at that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all
Listen,
then. He
you
can't
had-
take that shit.
listen what
He
you
can't
said.
eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I could maybe. You got it's three extra kids. What the? You all like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with. That's the one you gonna.
Those
go
are your fucking kids' siblings.
They're my. So that means I
Yeah.
take care of them.
So don't.
where-
No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean? I'm not-
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the
If you-
same
if you-
kid
if you-
as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like I feel the way about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid
Or
in the
send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't even got to eat in front of his brothers and sisters. He can come right out to the car and eat with me. Is that
No,
fine?
no. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it
Grow
here.
up, bro. Like,
Give it
you
here.
know, kids,
Give
like,
it here.
you so stupid.
Done. He ain't eating this.
What did I tell y'all? About 3-4 minutes into the video. And I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen the video in its entirety. This was a video that was posted on one of my old school association WhatsApp platforms. And it started a debate. It started a dialogue. So I purposefully only watched maybe about a minute of the video, maybe less than a minute. As soon as I immediately realized, what was going on, I said, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off on my comments. And I'm going to make a video out of this so that I can dissect it, decompartmentalize it, and break it down. But again, what did I tell you guys about a minute and a half into the video? I told you that just based on the few minutes or the few seconds of audio and video that I had heard from this young lady, I immediately could tell you what kind of woman she was. You see that? You see how she threw the food away? She threw the food away just out of spite. She could have, if she was if she was serious about feeding this man's child. I mean, one is better than nothing, but instead She chose to throw the whole thing away. So basically, so that all 4 kids would starve. This is who you chose to have your child with. This is who this sucker right here chose to have children with. An angry, spiteful, contentious woman. When I first started making YouTube videos, the first topic that I talked about was the Will Smith and Jada thing. And in the first video, what I kept emphasizing was a scripture verse from the book of Psalms, or no, I think Proverbs, where it kept saying, who can, I think it went along the lines of who can find a virtuous wife. Now, of course, in the case of these two, they're not married, but the context of that first YouTube video, and if you guys haven't seen it, I need you to go back and watch it. It's video number 2, okay? And basically, I was telling you guys about how in the book of Proverbs, it tells you that one of the things that as a man, right, you should avoid in your life is a contentious woman. It says it a couple times in the book of Proverbs. Avoid a contentious woman. This woman right here is a contentious woman. She is not she is not full of grace. There is no honor about her. She lacks virtue. And she's just plain despicable. She would rather starve this man's child than have him eat, just because she is angry at the father. She's not angry at the child. She's angry at the father. But if we are to project forward, okay, if we are to, kind of theorize that if she's this mad at the dad, when all this is said and done and they all go home, and she's going home obviously with the kids, she's probably going to be mad at the child too. She's probably going to project all that anger that she's projecting at the child. She's probably going to project it towards the kid. And only God knows what she's going to do to that child when they're home alone and his dad is not there to protect him. Think about that for a minute. Again, if you disagree with me, please comment down below. Comment down below if you disagree with me. Or send a voice note to the WhatsApp number. I'll play it for the audience the next time I'm online. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
You. Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a, like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that dumb. Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid. Thought I was finna take that today. Yeah, I had another thing for him today. No, he can't take it today. Oh man. Anyway, so that'll be it for today. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe. SSL, I tell you guys, subscribe, share, and like, and also hit the notification bell so that the next time I'm on here and I post a video, you will be notified. Okay, we're trying to grow the viewership. I'm trying to get a lot of subscribers. Let's try. Help me get at least 100 subscribers by the end of the summer. All right, it's your boy, Mr. J.